trying to kill us, I will teach you how to navigate in space. The primary mode of interstellar travel through New Eden is via stargates. We will proceed to our destination. Stargates are also called jump gates because of the way ships seem to jump between distant locations. Now, initiate jumping. We are making our way through high-security space under the control of the Caldari state. That should mean that we are free from any immediate peril. Though please note, my emphasis is on the word should. Caldari state is a stoic nation, governed by powerful mega-corporations. They have been in conflict with the Gallente ever since seceding from the Federation. They are currently at war, but it is mostly restricted to low-security space. As a Capsuleer, you will be safe from the conflict. That is, unless you choose to enlist. Drive active. The Caldari state may be small, but it is also at the forefront of industry and innovation. This is despite being an early industrial society when they were discovered by the Gallente. According to archaeologists, humans first arrived through the Eve Gate over 15,000 years ago. When the gate collapsed, so did their civilization. Over the millennia that followed, the Caldari founded a new civilization based on the principles of duty, loyalty, and honor. We've reached our destination. Time to initiate the docking sequence, Captain. Most advanced society to emerge following the collapse was the Jove. It was they who gifted the Caldari with the technology on which your capsule is based. I would suggest you thank them, but though they were once active participants in New Eden, after several civilization-destroying catastrophes, whatever remains prefers to keep to itself. Now don't be shy. Begin a conversation with an agent. I'm sure they will love you. And if they don't, they will simply have to tolerate you. Your choice of career agent will not limit you in any way. You can choose to work with multiple agents, but let's focus on just one for now. To begin the next phase of what I'm sure will be an illustrious career, accept a mission.
No, oh yeah, long range targeting, yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna hear skills come in. That's cool. I like hearing skills come in. Or, well, they'll come in, like, while I'm sleeping, but that's alright. 9:30, gonna go to bed somewhat soon. I wish the AI would read the pain. That's something they could do.
Career agents offer adventures designed to hone your skills. AIR has provided a skill plan unique to each agent to assist with your progress. Since we always want to have a skill in training, let's dive into one of those plans. Since you have accepted the Industrialist Producer's mission, you should select the Industrialist career. For your chosen career path, you will want to train the Air Industrialist Producer skill plan. All good Capsuleers will always have a skill in using skill plans to guide your progression will make your life easier and prove rewarding. As you explore different career opportunities, you will find skill plans tailored to match your evolving goals.
Yeah, I could just start producing ships and stuff with all the ore that I get in Exordium and doing industry and stuff and just sending it all on out to Jita and doing, like, you know, space hauling, space trucking. That sounds like a better future than this current one where no matter where I go, some piece of shit-idiot moron fucking tries to make their life my fucking problem. Oh yeah, for 1,000, they're gonna give me a nice minor one.
Career agents will sometimes reward Capsuleers with new ships.
It's annoying that I have to split these to 10 hours
ships
apart.
in your training queue.
Hybrid slaver hounds. Okay, well, but Ongo to Larkugai, I don't know about that. I would have to have a particular type of ship that can, like, warp cloaked. Otherwise, yeah, I guess an Akator would be maybe nice to have out here. I don't really know, though. And Akator could do it. It could have warp cloaked. I suppose it is kind of a blockade runner. But this is a quest that I can't really do, I don't think. I think they'll just blow up my wreath because I have slaves. I'm going to have to decline this shitty-ass storyline because it's a slave storyline. Yeah. Fucking annoying, though. Fucking annoying. There goes that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything about that. Shitty, but what can you do? You know? What can you do? Can't do anything. In an hour, I'll have some fruit yogurt. So,
Autopilot engaged.
poor kitty. She's like all perturbed and she's hungry and she's like, why won't you feed me? Career agents will sometimes reward capsulators with new ships. It is wise to have the skills provided to have those ships in your training queue.
We're almost ready to embark on our new adventure. Now is the perfect time to close any windows.
Yeah,
you no
I suppose I could be training
display.
towards a venture. Like a venture 2. I don't know. Does it matter? I don't think it really matters. Yeah, I'll probably do a lot of other stuff. Like, I don't know.
Approaching Stargate. Missions you have accepted or been offered are added to your Opportunities interface. Open it to take a look. Warp drive active.
Making mountains and molehills 1 of 10. We're going to do the whole mining thing. We're going to do a mining enforcer thing. Because it's the easiest passive thing.
Autopilot disabled.
Oops.
Autopilot engaged.
Okay, now we go to a grunt fight. Ash Cave.
Autopilot jumping.
I like my computer's performance much better now that I've reformatted. It's much better.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
There's only one Veldspar left.
Approaching Stargate.
Yeah, I suppose I could actually train towards Adventure, so I can just hop in when I suppose. But no, I'm going to Exordium where it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to do what they tell me to do. I'm in good hands. I've not been this direction yet. I like Burning Springs. I think it's a good zone. I've maybe spent more time there than Burning Springs, but they're all good. Burning Springs and they're like all these zones are cool. I just don't see how people think 76 is bad. It's so much better than Fallout 4. Or like 3 or Skyrim. Just got more content, more fun, more group play.
Autopilot
It's
jumping.
not really an MMO because the Holy Trinity doesn't exist.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Something keeps hurting me really bad.
Approaching Stargate.
You're healing, huh? Oh, don't kill me, no. Oh, he got me, but I killed him. Music's so awesome and weird. Reminds me of Caves of Cod.
Autopilot jumping. Warp drive active.
Oh, my kid.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Look how tanky this fucking guy is. Oh, God. Cave Cricket went down fast, though. Here, he had some kind of shield or something. He was annoying. Ooh.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate. Autopilot jumping. Warping to station. Warp drive active. Approaching station.
Oh, there it is. I was like, I just don't see it. Oh, I didn't kill the healing outlaw? I thought I did. Oh no. Oh no, I'm over encumbered now too, which is really not good. Oh, you fucking bastard, you're gonna be a bitch, aren't you? I better open stealth on him. That wasn't it.
Docking permission requested. Docking permission requested.
Oh, I'm hurt. No.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
You are so annoying.
Disabled. Waypoint.
I don't think I got what I needed. Please tell me there's a bench in here somewhere. Oh, please tell me there's a bench here. I'm gonna have to walk a really long time or like pop a carry away potion thing or something. Not really sure what I can do. This is a really weird room. Nope. That's not what I wanted to do. Hey, you go right ahead. I don't care about the fishing gore. Well, there's something that I need, I guess. Let's sleep.
Autopilot engaged.
I love this Exordium character. She makes me happier than my main already because I know that she's bully free. She's a way superior character at 50 million ISK and no bullies than the fucking the 16 billion ISK character with 100 bullies or whatever it is. She's just a better character. She just is. It's because she's not cursed by worthless piece of shit fucking bully ass cocksucker human beings. So she just has more value.
Missions you have accepted or been offered are added to your Opportunities interface. Open it to take a look.
Open to what now? Oh yeah, opportunities, yeah. Oops. Ooh. Itchy foot. Ah.
Here you can view the mission briefing, objectives, and rewards. When you are
Ooh,
ready,
they give me a
you may
venture.
close the window.
Oh, this thing has a drone bay, does it? Oh, 100 Shrit. Oops.
Autopilot jumping.
Hey, cool. Brand new venture. Get in it. It's gonna be loud for a minute when I get in.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
I like the UI sounds. They've changed it a lot.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active. Approaching Stargate.
$64 Trit to make this civilian. It'll take 5 minutes. I love Eve.
Autopilot jumping. Warping to Stargate.
Yes, a bench.
Warp drive active.
Do I need? Look how many goddamn legendaries I have. Is any of it normal stuff?
Approaching Stargate.
365. I'll have to bust some of it. I'll bust the small stuff, I guess. Oh, look! They changed it. Scrap leisure item. Don't ask again. Oh, thank God. Don't ask again, piece of shit. I hate that. I hate that so much. We low enough? No, not at all. We're gonna have to keep going. Wow. I have so many legendaries from doing this. Some of them are good. These guns are kind of heavy. Exterminator's Power Fist. This serrated dagger just does not do enough damage, unfortunately. I'm just gonna do that and just get rid of it. Medic's Grognek's Ask. Oh, yeah. It's 461. Wow. I lost my headphones. Gotta switch to my other headphones. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Okay.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
Okay, switching headphones here. .76 does complement E pretty well.
Approaching Stargate.
76 and E, 2 clients. I think that's a good little mix. Play some Rust in the background or whatever other games, Mortal or whatever's in, you know. Borderlands 4. So we're down to 274 out of 338. I cracked a whole bunch of stuff, but that's all right. I got a lot of stuff. Oh, there is a stash box here. So store all junk. That's good. 267 out of 338. I have to bust like all this other stuff. But I'll crack this stuff though. Okay, we are out of here. Oh no, I have loot, do I? Yeah, retrieve your drop loot. Oops. So, hi kitty, how are you? It's good to see you. I love you. He's like, you've forgotten to feed me. And I'm like, no, I haven't.
Autopilot jumping.
Poor kitty, she doesn't know what's going on. It's alright. It'll become apparent tomorrow, kitty.
Warping to station. Warp drive active.
We're gonna get you dental care, and it's gonna cost us a lot of family money. But it's not really... I mean, it's my cat now, but I didn't choose to have this cat. My stepfather did. So we're doing it for him, really. Well, him and me. And her. We love this kitty. She's like a family member.
Approaching station.
Broken items I've got to repair. I shall leave. What does that sound? Oh, my thing's done, yeah. For this machine, been granted the blueprint unit. If you want to manufacture other items to use or sell for profit, you can find more blueprints for sale in the market. Most materials can be obtained through mining or reprocessing. If you have the S to spare, it may be faster and safer to purchase the materials you need from the market. What's that sound? Oh, I need the tree. Very good. Super Mutant Overlord. I'd rather repair my weapons first before I deal with them. Okay, now we have a civilian afterburner.
Docking permission requested.
That gave me a expanded cargo hold.
Docking permission
Oh no, I
requested.
can't wear that on this, but that's okay.
Docking request accepted. Autopilot disabled. Waypoint reached.
one. This one's 1400 though. And now they're here. Oh god. I love the mini nukes, like, fuck you guys. Level the playing field. Where's the other one? Oh god. There you are. Oh god, don't die. Heh. Fuck you. Time to go sleep to get my health back. Granted item is super granted a minor laser upgrade. I need to go get 7,000 trit. Okay.
Here, you can view the mission briefing.
No mining laser upgrade. Oh yeah, there's no. Oh, civilian mining up laser, but I want to. Even more legendaries. Oops. I want to ensure this venture.
Docking permission requested. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. The stim pike should go in my box. Well, I need a better melee weapon than what I have, so I need the highest damage melee weapon that I've got. So sort by damage. Wow, it steals this gauntlet, which is insane. That Grognek's axe I pulled is still good. Yes, the Blue Ridge branding iron, but it doesn't really do enough damage. I mean, it does do like 120 or something, but it's still not good enough. Yes, the Debilitator. This is the weapon I want to use. And I want to mod it. Gotta repair this stupid gun.
How's this going? Oh, so we are going out mining now, are we? Okay. Close your fitting window. Oops. Oops. Fuck. Gotta repair this dragon. Hi, kitty. So I capped out script and now I can just crack. Ooh, more tickets. $386 out of $245. I'm gonna switch up now. $214 out of $338. I have some other stuff that I should put away. Ooh, I have bobbleheads. I love having a jetpack in an MMO, it's fun. Even though they don't really use it. Hi, beautiful kitty. Beautiful, beautiful kitty. I really love her so much. Yeah, I really do. I really love this kitty. I just do. I love this kitty. I love this kitty. I love this kitty so much. Oh, I love this kitty so much. I just want to cradle her and hug her and love her. She's a hungry kitty, but she puts up with it. I'm sorry, kitty. You're a good kitty. You're a good trooper. Enjoy mining, etc. So I am going out there to Veldspar 3. Veldspar 3. I'm gonna do some scrub noob mining to finish this. Close UI windows I no longer have to use. Fit any weapon. Fit the ship any weapon. Yay. Go back, go back. Taking you to the vet tomorrow, kitty. Nice, more magazines. This is gonna be amazing when it's full. And people come in, they're like, oh my god. Out of 359. I think some of it is those weapons I'm carrying. There's a plan for a Civil War cannon. Oh, my cute little kitty. Your claw, kitty. Your claw, kitty. Kitty. I love this little kitty. Oh, let's cuddle her. Yeah, I love this kitty. Love this kitty. My kitty. My little kitty. I just love her. Let's put the camera on her. Yeah, can we see her? Oh, I don't know. My thing's blocked. I can't see my face. Yes, yes. See, this is the sort of level of, like, gameplay that I want. I don't care if it's noob gameplay. I just don't want people harassing me. I don't want bullshit and high blood pressure stuff. Is that too much to be asked for? Peace on the games that I pay for? Fucking stupid. There we go. Cool. Get some stuff together. I think that's everything. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Known plans and stuff. Man, I had a lot of plans. A lot more plans. I have so many plans for some reason. Oh, those are player titles. Oops. Oops. I didn't realize. I need plans and player titles. Ew. So many plans. Plans and player titles in my new, so I can see them. Yep. Plan, Party Crasher, Inferno Mark II, Plan, Alien Thingy. Cool. So let's go back into notes on 180 out of 359. A bunch of that was plans. They were heavy. Peril, foot. Let's see if any of this stuff goes away. Oh, treasury notes. No. Treasury notes should always be on me, and I didn't realize they were there, so I have to go make a visit to go sell those. Let's go sell those. Go to the mall, fast travel, light swing. How's this going? Oh, you didn't autopilot.
Autopilot engaged.
And then, cool.
Warping to station. Warp drive active.
And that was 1,210? Not enough. Okay, well, I don't need to sell that much. Like, what's 400?
Approaching station.
$50. There we go. 27.45. Not bad. Got treasury notes. Okay, and what else? There's a bag. There's stuff in it. I'll take it. I don't care. Free stuff is free stuff. All these aids. Mystery bobblehead box. I wonder where I got that from. That's a new item I've never seen before. Oh, look, bobblehead repair. That makes me happy. They should do mystery magazine. They do mystery magazine package. Guns and bullets 5. Yay, more stuff for the base. Okay. Yeah, I forgot how slow this was. So, I suppose it behooves me to think about my mining. Resource processing. I need mining. I have mining to 3, so the first thing we'll do is mining to 4.
Permission requested.
And mining
Docking
5.
permission requested.
Because that's my money. So, mining to 4.
Docking permission requested.
Mining to 5.
Docking request accepted.
Mining to 4, mining to 5.
Waypoint reached.
Oh, okay, so the air career program for complete mission 1. In Eve, I'm on air program mission 1. Does that mean I'm still in the tutorial? Because I'm scared that it's not sending me to Exordium. I'm in, Arcanavas. But should I finish the tutorial in Alcavenus first? It doesn't matter when I go to Exordium, is what you're saying? I can only go in once, right? And I can only leave once. So what you're saying is I can go in at any time, and I can leave at any time, but only once? Oh, you can just go in? Okay, so once I finish this, which is like, what was this one? It was like,
Here you can view the mission briefing, objectives, and rewards. When you are ready, you may close the window.
What's that sound? Oops. Hello. Project Paradise. Oh, 7,000 trit. 7,000 trit. Okay. Well, something with that. I can just go take another agent mission out there. But I think I'm like out in the sandbox now. I can just leave. Oh, you can just go in and stay there? Okay. Oh, I thought you had to be a brand new character. Can I just take my main there? no plans, but you know, good loot still. Not bad, not bad. I'll go back and do another grunt hunt. It's fun to do some 76 content and shoot through some of the stuff. Still mining, huh? Man, I gotta get this mining up, yeah. Mining 4, mining 5, apply skill points. What skill points do I have? 10,000 skill points, okay. I mean, yeah, sure. Anything to make this better. There it is. State-managed asteroid belt, huh? Maybe I should go to that. I should have gone to that. I'm an idiot. Oh, encounter. There's an encounter? Oh, okay. I didn't realize there was an encounter. Okay, so, well, so... Oh.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, I didn't join like a
Docking
party, and I
permission
suppose I should.
requested. Docking request accepted.
Okay, so I need Shrit. They don't tell you how to refine this stuff, which is kind of funny. So this was 110,000 Shrit, which is good, and so we will complete... One or more objectives have not been completed. What are you talking about? Oh, Icavanus. I have to drop it off somewhere else. Oh. Or not. Oh no, that's here. $7,000 Trit, which is 70 M of Trit. Oh, volume is 7,000. No, 70 M. I have 1,000 M of it. 70 M3 worth of Trit. So I don't know. The tutorial wants me to do something else, so I'm just gonna get on the Ibis. And I'm gonna equip a weapon, I guess. Tutorial, I don't really understand. You kind of lost me. Oh, board the ship on making mountains of mill hills, hidden prospects. Close windows. What windows? Oh, okay. You want me to close windows? Really? That's really what you want? Okay. Close all then. You're so annoying. Board the Venture. Fit any weapon, but I mean, can the Venture fit a weapon? Unfit a module. Fit any weapon. Fit any weapon. Unfit. I don't really want. In the Eve tutorial, it wants me to fit any weapon. What is it to my Venture? Can Venture even equip weapons? Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, but the tutorial didn't give me something like that. Board the Corvette. No, you don't have anything. Civilian light electron blaster. The tutorial got bad. I didn't think it could, but it got very bad very fast. This would throw anybody for a loop. Jesus Christ. Civilian. Why can't I see? Maybe I should eat something else today. I'm actually still sort of hungry. I don't know what I'd do. I guess I would eat like some more sausage and more potatoes, I guess. A little bit less than last time. Maybe the one sausage and a little bit of potatoes. Complete daily challenges. So yeah, this would be the next one, I guess. Unfit a module to make space. Unfit. Then I have to go get a civilian thingy, but I mean, because you took mine away. Light electron blaster 1. Where'd you go? 587 mil. Hybrid turret level 1. Nice bright day for this. It usually isn't. It's usually night. All the right-wingers are obsessed with this idea of murder hobo. Why do all these idiots, shitty right-wingers use the phrase murder hobo on these video games all the time? Is that some weird, like, meme or something? Why, I really don't like the phrase. Why do they constantly bandy it about? I love this one because I feel like a mounted gun. Wait. Oh. Now, did this satisfy the thing? Medium hybrid turbo. So I have 4 hours of training before I can move forward, I think, which is insane. Failed. We failed this somehow. How did we fail this? We sat here for 10 minutes. What? Oh, God. I killed so many? I must have killed 50. What do you mean failed? Ah, Bethesda. Taking health damage. Why? What's hurting me? there, I guess. I want to leave. Why did this was such a waste of time. We got XP, but it was still a waste of time. You can't fast travel while taking health damage. Okay, so... So infestation this day was good, but I only caught one. I've only seen one infestation, like, all day. Oh no, there's one, there's one.
The modules, Loru, they're new. They don't know. That's fine. I will show them this. So, hit the nanofiber internal structure will make you go faster, chat. Okay, it sacrifices some armor, but you can go faster. I'm scratching my head because there's not really a lot more to say, because you have to go look at the combat section of the end of this video to see what's up and how to fly the ship. Maybe a damage control still over on the CPU, so the nanofiber can do it. Let's talk about the ammo before we go into the combat section of this. Your guns. Lasers are different than other weapon types in EVE Online. The Navy ammo, denoted by this green symbol here, is going to break over time. You want to bring Tech 1 ammo, which is these other three. These will never break. The Navy ammo does more damage. See, look right here, 151 DPS with Imperial Navy multi-frequency. With multi-frequency, we do less DPS. It also has a little bit less range, etc., but it is never going to break. So whenever you fly laser ships at any point, whether you're an endgame player or a new player, you bring Tech 1 ammo with you because it never breaks, and just in case, you can get it done. The next ammo is the standard ammo. This goes a little bit further out than multi-frequency, 18, but does less DPS.
Okay, I'm going to get stuff to eat now. I will have another meal. the skill sounded so annoying. Make it go away. Why is it on? I don't have this open. Make it go away. Is it the other character? It is the other character. Make it go away. Make it go away. Oh, so loud and stupid. Duck, right? Yep. So, okay. I'm gonna go. Or well, I guess I'm like waiting for this food to cook. So, oh, I have a blister on the top of my foot. Well, tomorrow I don't walk. I'm gonna have to do the veterinarian. That's okay. And I have to wait. I have to wait like 3 fucking hours. Oh, 7,000 of it. Oh, okay, I have to keep going. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, okay. So I misunderstood. I didn't see the right amount. That's why it's on me. There's no civilian Gatling. Can't see. I can't see. You're so annoying. You're like forcing me. I hate your fucking stupid tutorial starting to really bother me. Okay, my dinner is ready. I'm going to go make it, get it ready. Cat's really mad at me. She's like, why are you fucking with me? Because, Kitty, you got veterinarian visit tomorrow. I keep saying it till you get it. Yep, Kitty. Sorry. I know I'm about to eat in front of you. I don't have to go to the vet tomorrow. I'm in good health.
The farthest ammo out is the radio ammo. It does the least DPS,
Well, not good health,
but hits out to 27.
health.
So this is going to be, you can pop stuff at range, but it does not a lot of DPS, so you can make sure to always use the multi-frequency when you fight the mobs. Get up close to them. That's how you're going to kill stuff. The final thing I have to tell y'all is this hard shell. This is a consumable. It only lasts for about 30 minutes. If you have the biology skill, you can get up even higher. This is a get out of jail free card for newer players. If you're taking a ton of damage, you can consume this in your inventory and it'll increase your armor rep amount. This 3% might be the difference between you living or dying a lot.
A lot.
So make sure you have this there. If you want it, it's only 100,000 ISK. Don't die because you didn't have something to activate, okay? I typically don't use it unless I need it. Newer players might need to use it every time because their skills are less. That's how it goes. This is the first fit. It's cost effective and can get the job done. But what if you want something bigger? Well, we've got two fits for you. We've got a coercer. This is a destroyer. It's the next tier up. It's not better necessarily, but it does do higher amounts of damage. Let me...
When my best friend trained me how to fly in Eve, my best friend and I are well, like 20 years ago or something, I don't know, 15 years ago, he taught me something. He was like, you think it's going to be about spending money or going out and getting fights and doing stuff, and he was like, no, it's about hurry up and wait. The whole game is hurry up and wait. And if you master that, the idea that the game is hurry up and wait, and you get good at waiting, you'll be good at the game. If you can't wait, then it's not the game for you.
Explain. This is a destroyer.
That's good advice.
And I know all the veterans in chat are like, Lord,
this is basic stuff.
Not to the newer players. We're going to over-explain. So a Punisher is a frigate. The Coercer is a destroyer. The Punisher is about half as much. It's about a third as much. So the base cost of the ship is only 470,000. Base cost of the ship is 1,000,003. So this is the better ship. It's also easier to hit by the enemy mobs, but will do more damage. You can see we're up to 195 DPS with the same ammo multi-spectrum. So we're including the destroyers here because the same skills will benefit you. It's the same guns. It's the same tank. It's actually some of the same modules.
Now you have Imperial
so
Navy multi-frequency in that laser, but they're not going to have the skills to use that.
This ship is going to take more damage, but it's also going to do more damage to the various things. So the Coercer has tracking speed, is going to be able to hit things easier, and yes, has better optimal range of the energy turrets. So this same like small gun is going to do way more damage because you have a lot more turret slots. You have double the turret slots. You have not 8. I think you have 9. You have 8 instead of 4 on the Punisher. 200 DPS with this, and yes, we still have all of those ammo types in there for you. Same win conditions, heal up, go fast, tank the stuff down. This is going to be very good for you. So they give you a bigger Alpha Strike also too, right? Alpha Strike is your initial hit, initial volley. This is going to let you DPS the mobs down faster. Which ship
is better, Lord?
Here's the thing. The destroyers, we've mentioned they take more damage. They also do more damage. It's also about preference. Some people like the smaller, faster ships. Some people like the bigger, beefier things that hit harder. It's all about preference with this. Both ships are good. This one is more expensive at 7 million and is the next tier up. We're giving you both in the description, totally free, as always. That way you can have some kind of goals to go after. We have other Abyss ships for you in other videos that are more advanced. Enjoy these and have a good time with it. This is going to get you less rewards as well. How the Abyss works, there's 3 tiers of each filament. I know it's a little bit confusing, but just hang on with me, okay?
4 tiers.
This is a T0 Abyss. If you take in frigates, you get a lot of loot. If you take in destroyers, you get a little bit less loot. If you take in cruisers, you get the least amount of loot. This is also only gonna take 1 filament to get in. Destroyers take 2 filaments to get in, and frigates take 3 filaments to get in. That's why in our Punisher fit, we actually have the 3 filaments ready to go for you. Let me put this right here. So put this right here. So we got 3 of them for you, 3. So it's right there for you.
Laura, this is a lot.
I know. But hear me out. The Abyss is one of the best ways you can make Abyss an ISK in EVE Online, and it wasn't around when I started. So this is the thing that you can have on the back burner, an ISK printer. You can log in and go,
You know, I'm gonna go do like an hour of Abyss.
and you'll be able to make enough money to pay for the rest of your week's yeets. So you can play with your buddies, have
Bullshit.
a great time with it. That's what the Abyss is for, ladies and gentlemen. Best ways to make Abyss. Exactly. So let's dive into space and show you how to pilot the lovely Retribution right now. Let's see how it fares in the Abyss right now. Y'all, it's time. T0 Abyss in a Nubro-focused Punisher. This is, we get this question a lot. If you open up the Abyss window and you can't get in, it says not activate. So you have to click frigates, okay? And then, and you have to be in a fleet, it looks like, which means you have to right-click your own name and press Form Fleet With. Editor will keep this in. This is important to know with everything happening. So, and now you're in your own fleet. It takes like a minute for you to like change the whatever, and then we can keep it going. All right, so now we can activate it. It's a little bit annoying. I wish they would change that, but it is what it is. Look at that, we got the Abyssal Trace. I'm a little ship inside of a portally boy into the Abyss chat with a very cheap day one Nubro Punisher coming in. The course or fit will be in the description of this video as well, so y'all can take that in. Let's check it out. All right, so we got a Damavic. What we're going to do is we're going to keep him at range. We're going to keep him at range, and our keep at range is within 7,000. We've got this on, and once we're close enough, we're going to start doing this. We're going to try, once we're within 11, we're going to get him. So we're going to lock him up, very nice, and now we're going to start hitting him. So we're going to keep him at range, which is going to reduce his angular velocity. Okay, we have a guide for your overview, so you can try to match your overview to look like mine. You can literally copy and paste my overview, follow that guide to see it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my afterburner, because watch the angular, once this red cycles down, watch the angular go down. Watch this. It was at 18, 16, 15, 15. So going down a little bit is going to increase the application that we do onto this ship. So and it's going to make him do more damage to me too. So if you're taking some damage, that's part of this. But look, we're an armor tank ship. We don't need to worry about the shield. It's almost through our armor. The Damavic's about to go down. Poke, poke, poke. Very nice. Very nice. There it is. So now we're going to turn our afterburner back on. We did not even have to use the, whatever it's called, the armor repper. We're going to swap to radio really quick here and poke it because it's within 27. It's within 27. I'm double clicking in space so that way I can align to this dot. I'm double clicking so I can align to it. Now I'm going to keep this thing at range. I'm going to swap back to Imperial Navy Multi-Spectrum and keep having a good time. We're going to turn off our afterburner really quick while we get this loot going. I'm going to try to say more than I normally do for these guides. Nice, because we are in a newer player-focused guide right here. So pretty good. We got a nice craftable, we got a decayed, we got some trig surveys, and we've gotten these filaments. So the first room is showing 1,000,000 ISK. It might be a little bit more actually, but now you have other filaments to go do other Abyss with. So this is like a self-sustaining thing. I'll make sure you turn your afterburner back on. So before we go over loot, in between rooms, make sure you have the right guns. Make sure your afterburner is on in between rooms because it carries your velocity as you go through the next one. And make sure your armor repper's off if you're full health, because you can save some capacitor. All right, let's see what we got next here. What do we got next? We've got some strike needles, 2 of them. 2 strike needles coming in. We're gonna get ready to do this. We're gonna keep these guys at range, and because there's 2 of them, we're going to be very careful of this. Their names will denote the damage that they deal. Strike does kinetic. First of all, you can right-click their name, so make sure I'm doing DPS before I start talking to y'all. We're going to leave our afterburner on while I talk to y'all about this. You can right-click them, show info, and you can go to their attributes, and it'll show what damage they deal. So they do kinetic. Same with this one. Right-click, show info, does kinetic. Look, we're going to turn our armor repper on because they punch through. We're also going to come back to the Ooh, I don't have angular on this one. I'm going to have to fix that. We'll keep our afterburner on because I am taking some damage here against these strike needles. So I'm missing them. I'm going to turn off my afterburner and I'm going to start going towards the conduit at the center, because we're missing them a ton. I'm going to turn off the afterburner. It's going to reduce the angular velocity on this guy. He's going to stay within range. I'm going to go in a line. He's going to start going behind me, and then that's going to let us do a little bit more poke damage to him. We're doing okay. This is actually really, really good that we got to see this. So he's orbiting me at like 5. So by me going slow and then going in a line, we reduce the angular velocity he has on us and then go from there. I'm going to add that right now to this. Velocity angular. Yeah, let me take out... put tag here. I'm gonna move this over. Can I like move this? You have to like do it here, right? Can I change order? That's it. I'm showing y'all to make sure the guns are on while we're doing this, by the way, chat. Sheesh. I'm gonna orbit the central pylon at like 1,000 while I do this. We're gonna move this up here. Tag. Did I do tag icon first? How many of you did not know you could reorganize this? Type 1 in chat. How many of you did not know you could reorganize how these are? Type 1 in chat. Name, type, velocity, and then we want angular velocity on the drone tab. We don't care about corp or alliance on this. Very good. We're going to move this distance right here. Move this just a wee bit so we can see the angular. Boom, boom. There it is. Now, so I'm going to go towards the loot tab now. You're welcome, chat. You're welcome. I'm going to switch back to radio so we can just pop this, and I'm going to turn the afterburner back on after we lock this up. It's going to poke it. We're going to hit it like 1 time. It's going to blow it up. Hit it like 1 more time. It's going to blow it up. Very nice. So I want to highlight some things for the newer players there before we go into the next room. And it's, wow, nice one there. 600,000. Another craftable, too. Very, very nice. I want to highlight some things before we go into the next room. Let's turn the afterburner on. How we beat that room was very simply, let me add this to the drone tab as well. Add this to the drone tab, and then before I forget, I'm going to update my thing right now. And Edler, you can keep this part in because I want the people to see this. Where's my biography? We keep our overview in my bio. That's how you can copy and paste this. And I'm going to drag it into it by clicking this guy, share, and I'm just going to drag it in there. So I have to actually save it first. So let me save this overview. I'm going to save that. Very nice. And let's go to drones, not saved. Saved. Now I can drag that in. I just updated the overview. So let's do this. Gave me a little error because I have to put it right here. Again, Edler, you can keep this in. Very nice. Okay, good. So now that's updated. The drone tab is now updated for the newer players to match this tab. So how I beat those drones, we've got 13 minutes left yet. We have plenty of time. This is my ship. The drones were orbiting us so fast, it was very hard for me to hit them. Because when I shot my laser, they were no longer here. They were now a little bit further ahead, right? So my laser shot here, I'm missing. So what we did was instead of, because I was orbiting them too, so we have very high angular velocity. So what I decided to do was instead of orbiting them, I'm going to go in a direction. So now the mobs kind of hang out back here and they like zigzag around me. A little bit less angular velocity, and we were able to take those guys out. If you're a newer player and you've died in the abyss, you're like,
man, I just keep missing, and Loru just didn't miss at all.
Because you have to practice piloting your ships. That's why we manually piloting, knowing how to orbit, knowing when to keep at range. This is actually why we're making these guides for y'all. Now we have ember needles. Okay, so let's go in. These do fire damage instead of kinetic. Let's look at our resist profiles. We actually resist thermal better than kinetic, so we'll have a little bit of a better time in this room, slightly. Make sure you've got your Imperial Navy multi-frequency loaded. It is the higher damage. Now, knowing how we did the last room, I'm actually not going to orbit these guys because it's the same mobs, just a little bit different. So I'm going to try to orbit this conduit at 2,500 and just keep, he's going to be behind me like I was just saying. We're orbiting, and look, he died. Remember the last one was really difficult for us? And look, this guy's not close to me yet. So I'm just gonna pop the bioadaptive cache very, very quickly. I'm gonna go get this loot. And then while I'm getting the loot, I'm going to now shoot this guy. So this is something, let's turn our armor rep around too. This is something you can do in the Abyss to increase your ISP per hour is practice having speed be on your side. By the way, how I get this tactical overview, which can show their velocity, my velocity, their position, Control D on your keyboard, Control D will open that up. How many of you did not know this? Type 1 in chat. that Control D does the work. Let's do it, chat. Now, we're hitting him, but we're still missing this guy because he's just like, he's got some really good velocity on me. So what we want to do is we're going to orbit this central pylon at a wide arc. We're going to try to get away from him so he's behind me so we can do a little bit of damage and then he dies. There it is. Chill T-Zeros for the new bros. We're nice and full health. That was a sub 10-minute abyss. That was 9 minutes. I have more experience than the newer players. You'll definitely be able to do this in sub 20 minutes. So let's talk about a couple things that you can use to kind of increase your, let's call it skill ceiling when you're doing this. Laser ships specifically, you can right click this and change ammo. The ammo is going to be different on the ranges. Let me actually come back here. So we talked about this at the start of the video, but radio has the farthest range. Then you have multi-frequency, I think, is like 11K, and standard is like middle. So you can instant swap with lasers to have a really good time with this to make sure you do the right damage. Imperial Navy, the faction ammo, does the most damage though. You wanna prioritize those. Other gun types do not have instant ammo swaps. Lasers do. It's one of the reasons why I recommend them to newer players. You don't have to worry about reload times, okay? The other thing you saw us do a lot is talk about angular velocity and base velocity. If you don't see these on your overview, make sure you do what we told you in the overview guide. You can type in Lorimerth
Where's the overview guide, Laura?
Let me show you. Type in Lorimerth Sunstrider into the game. This is me. This is me, the one in Kybernauts, okay? This button will automatically load my overview for you. It'll overwrite your overview, but you can get back to it in the overview settings if you would like. If you want to know how to do that, this link right here is my in-game overview. It's been updated. So for current year. So go check that out. We got a bunch of other fun guides for y'all there. And this is the main point here. We've got the Punisher guide for you and the Coercer Fit. Both are in the description. All are free to get. You can make excellent ISK per hour in the Abyss with these new bro focus ships. And if you don't want to use lasers, we're going to have new player guides for you right here that will cover all the ammo types, all the things. Send this video to your buddy that just joined EVE Online. He's in Exordium. He's out on the new expansion in Cradle of War, and he wants to make some ISK. These are the videos for you. And sub right here for the best EVE guides. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks.
Good evening. I'm Jeff Bennett. Amna Nawaz is on assignment. On the NewsHour tonight, President Trump taps one of his current housing officials, Bill Pulte, as acting director of national intelligence, despite having no background in national intelligence. Ukraine works to gain battlefield momentum after years of stalemate against Russia's invasion. The Trump administration's hardline immigration crackdown begins to affect college enrollment and student performance.
It's exhausting to have to be on guard all the time, to have to worry about whether or not you're going to be taken from the only home that you know.
Unacceptable.
And a sit-down with Sting, why one of music's most enduring artists continues to push himself in new creative directions.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions, and friends of the NewsHour, including Kathy and Paul Anderson, and Camilla and George Smith. The Gordon and Betty Moore Foundation, established to create positive outcomes for future generations.
In 1995, two friends set out to make wireless coverage accessible for all. Today, Consumer Cellular's mission still rings true. With 100% US-based customer support, no long-term contracts, and nationwide coverage. Our team has been committed to helping find wireless plans to fit our customers' needs for over 30 years. Consumer Cellular, freedom calls.
And with the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions. This program was made possible by the contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to the NewsHour. President Trump today named Bill Pulte, the head of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, as acting director of national intelligence, replacing Tulsi Gabbard. Pulte, a loyal Trump ally who has frequently targeted the president's political opponents, has no background in national intelligence. As acting DNI, he will oversee the nation's 18 intelligence agencies while also keeping his current role as a housing official. That's according to Mr. Trump's announcement on social media. The appointment drew swift criticism from Democrats, while the Senate's top Republican also raised concerns about the selection. We're joined now by White House correspondent Liz Landers. So Liz, Mr. Pulte currently heads the agencies that deal with housing and mortgages. What more should we know about his background?
He comes from this home building empire, the Pulte Group. He's a Floridian by birth. He's relatively young at 38 years old. And as you mentioned, he's currently the head of the Federal Housing Finance Agency and the chairman of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. It's not clear what his intelligence background is. And today, Dr. Mehmet Oz, the CMS administrator, briefed reporters in the White House briefing room today, and myself and 3 other reporters asked about his qualifications. Here was our exchange.
Congressional statute says any appointee for the position of the Director of National Intelligence shall have extensive national security expertise. What extensive national security expertise does he have?
Ma'am, you're asking me a question that's out of my lane. I'm so focused on making sure Americans are healthy that I have not been looking at what other agencies. Yes.
Now, Dr. Oz says that he trusts the president's judgment in appointing Mr. Pulte to this role, and President Trump defended this pick on Truth Social, writing today that Pulte has, quote, deep experience managing the most sensitive matters in America, the safety and soundness of the markets, and over $10 trillion at Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac.
So Bill Pulte, as we said, replaces Tulsi Gabbard, who fell out of favor with President Trump. What is Pulte's relationship with the president like? How closely have they worked together?
By all accounts, Pulte has worked to build a close relationship with President Trump in this role as the housing czar. We spoke with him, a group of reporters outside the West Wing, in January, and one of the things that he was talking about at that moment was pushing investigations into the president's perceived political enemies like New York Attorney General Letitia James and Lisa Cook. Listen to what he was saying then.
I can only speak to the mortgage fraud allegations, which is, I believe she's guilty as hell. She's crooked. In the case of saying that something's going to be her secondary residence when it's an investment property, this is not stuff that we can have in the mortgage market. And Letitia James is one example, but Lisa Cook would be another.
That comment was about the New York Attorney General there, but also Lisa Cook, who has served on the Federal Reserve, has been a target of the president, and he has tried to fire her. The New York Times has reported that over the past year, Pulte has rubbed Justice Department officials the wrong way by pushing for these kinds of prosecutions. He's also aligned himself with Ed Martin, who is a far-right activist who ran the Department of Justice weaponization task force for a time period.
So what has the reaction been across Washington today?
There are questions about this pick, and especially on Capitol Hill. Usually there's a rigorous confirmation process. Tulsi Gabbard went through that when she was confirmed for this role. Democratic Senator Chris Coons told our Hill team this earlier.
To put someone whose only qualification is his demonstrated willingness to help President Trump pursue his political enemies is risky for the American people and should be opposed by the Senate.
And as you mentioned, the Republican majority leader in the Senate, John Thune, is also raising questions about this. He told reporters this morning, quote, "We don't need a weaponized DNI. We need professionals there. If he's somebody we want in that position permanently, he's got a lengthy road ahead of him." Also, Senator John Cornyn, a Republican from Texas, told our colleague Lisa Desjardins, "I see no evidence of any qualifications for that job." But Jeff, I spoke with one Trump ally who told me that we've seen people appointed to administrations, Democratic and Republican administrations, where people may not necessarily have the exact qualifications for the role, but they have the trust of the president. This person said that for Trump, the trust credential weighs much higher than in other administrations. Jeff.
All right, Liz Landers, our thanks to you as always.
Of course.
We turn now to another Trump administration proposal that has drawn criticism from lawmakers on Capitol Hill. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said today that the Justice Department is scrapping plans to create that $1.8 billion so-called anti-weaponization fund. It's a setback for President Trump after Republican senators made clear they did not have the votes to advance a Homeland Security funding bill unless the White House either scaled back or scrapped the fund entirely. We're joined now by our congressional correspondent, Lisa Desjardins. So, Lisa, start by walking us through what the administration is proposing here. What happens to this proposed fund?
This is news. We've just been getting this in the last couple hours from Acting Attorney General Blanche himself, and it is the most clear statement that we or Congress has gotten about the future of the fund. Listen to what the Acting Attorney General told Congress, and he said very clearly this fund is not moving forward.
The reasons for the fund, I think, it remain as important as they were before, but we are not moving forward with the fund.
Not moving forward ever.
Correct.
Now, Senate Republican sources tell me their understanding from the White House is that no money will be dispersed from this. But of course, this doesn't really answer all the questions we have. Among them, remember, this comes from a three-part settlement that President Trump personally had with his own administration. So I want to go through that settlement. One, that $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund is out. What is still in, however, is a retroactive immunity deal with the IRS for President Trump, his sons, and his businesses. Also still in a formal apology that he expects from the U.S. government. There are still lots of questions, including the idea that Mr. Blanche today refused to put in writing that the fund is on hold. He said his word is enough. In addition, we don't know if any money is changing hands, if there have been any other changes to this settlement. We're waiting to hear from the Trump Organization. Finally, remember Enrique Tarrio, that January 6th man who's convicted for helping plan it, told our Liz Landers he thinks there'll be other options, other ways that the Trump administration finds money for people like him. Is that still possible? We have to watch.
So Blanche, who used to be President Trump's personal attorney, he's saying, take my word for it. Is that enough to satisfy skeptical Republicans?
You know, I think a month or so ago, the answer would be yes. It's not right now. They're carefully parsing this. Talking to Senate Republican sources in the last hour, they're digesting this, but they do say the fact that he said this under oath, publicly, that is a step forward for Republicans. However, Democrats have major problems. They have a lot of questions, especially about that immunity deal that the president got and his sons. So expect that to continue to come up a lot.
And Lisa, this White House has, in the past, generally been able to bring Hill Republicans into line on its major priorities. The fact that they weren't able to do that on this, what does that suggest?
I think about this so much. For the first 18 months, as you say, I saw Republicans in Congress go along with nominees that they, in truth, did not support and told me behind the scenes. They turned the other cheek as they saw NATO allies threatened. Tariffs were a bother to them, did not raise problems with it for the most part. But now we're in a situation where, think about what's happened. Trump has ousted Republicans in Congress, including 2 senators in just the last couple of weeks. And they have begun to draw lines about that. So what you get from that is that you see a leader, Thune, in the Senate and the Speaker in the House telling Thune this week that their members just are not on board with this fund. But you can see they're still in a tricky position, as we heard from Majority Leader Thune as he spoke to reporters today.
We rely on the president, as does the House of Representatives, to help make sure that he's doing everything he can to help us move our agenda forward. And he continues to do that. We continue to listen to his advice and counsel and do everything we can to help the country succeed, because I think in the end that's what the American people expect, and frankly that's what our jobs are all about.
I stood there listening to that, and I felt like that entire thing was for President Trump to say, we still think you're great, we still think we're great, but they did draw a line, and that is something new. Will they draw more lines? We'll watch as we see more votes on the Iran war.
And where does this all leave the administration's larger immigration agenda, namely ICE funding?
Right, it was stuck completely on this issue. I can't say it's all the way on track yet, but it might be getting there soon. Senator Kennedy this morning described that just a couple hours ago to me as a broken arm with a bone sticking out of it. Now it looks like the arm has been put in a sling. Maybe it'll get back on track, and that's important because there are other major bills ahead, including on intelligence, that the Senate needs to deal with in the next week or so.
A busy day. Lisa Desjardins tracking it all. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
I'm getting towards bed here. I'm going to have my dessert and go to bed.
In the day's other headlines, Secretary of State Marco Rubio told lawmakers today that talks indeed are continuing with Iran and that the regime has engaged as never before on the issue of its nuclear program.
they have agreed to negotiate aspects of their nuclear program that just a month ago, or just a year ago, they were refusing to even mention, much less enter into discussions about.
Secretary Rubio was speaking during his first appearance before Congress since the Iran war started. His assurances came despite Iran's claims that it has stopped all dialogue with the U.S. through regional mediators. Democrats on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee took aim at Iran's closure of the Strait of Hormuz, saying it gives Tehran the upper hand in talks.
You have made our adversary in a stronger negotiating position. We are the strongest nation on the planet Earth, and we're in a stalemate with Iran. And now we're begging to get back into a deal that you all trashed in the first place.
There's no one begging. I don't know where you're getting this perception that Iran is stronger.
Rubio also said in his testimony that U.S. negotiators have seen signs that Iran's new supreme leader has been engaging with the talks, though only through intermediaries. Meantime, Israeli drone strikes killed at least 11 people in southern Lebanon today, just one day after President Trump said Israel and the Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah had agreed to dial back the fighting.
Yeah, that's
this
dialing it back.
hospital complex in the
people.
southern port city of Tyre was damaged in the attacks. Some of its windows were blown out and equipment was scattered on the floor, but medical staff there are vowing to carry on.
We were on duty, working. I heard a very loud
Why did you
sound,
bomb a
a very
hospital?
big explosion. I screamed from the bottom of my heart, and I immediately told my colleague to go check on the patient. We were more worried about the patients than ourselves.
Why did you bomb a hospital?
The strikes come as Israel and Lebanon began a new round of direct talks at the State Department in Washington, D.C. Hezbollah has not taken part in such talks. A court in Kenya is extending for at least 3 weeks its block on a proposed quarantine facility for Americans exposed to Ebola. The planned facility sparked public anger with protests starting on Monday and spilling over for a second day today. Organizers say at least 2 people have been killed in the unrest. Last night, Kenya's president defended the facility in a briefing with journalists, saying it's part of a long-standing health partnership with the U.S.
I am very confident about what we are doing as a country. I can assure the people of Kenya that the agreement between the government of Kenya and the American government is for the good of our country.
Also today, the World Health Organization slashed the number of suspected cases in the Democratic Republic of the Congo to 116. That's down from more than 900 as of a few days ago, as authorities rule out hundreds of possible infections. President Trump signed an executive order today that asks AI companies to give the government early access to their models in order to assess their national security risks. The long-awaited order allows the government up to a month to review new models before any public release. It's the administration's biggest step yet towards regulating AI, but it stops short of forcing companies to comply. Mr. Trump signed today's order behind closed doors less than 2 weeks after he scrapped a similar order amid fears it would hurt the nation's competitive edge in artificial intelligence. The White House Correspondents Association says it has rescheduled its annual dinner for July 24th after a gunman attempted to storm the event during the original gathering back in April. President Trump said today he plans to attend. The previous dinner had just started when authorities say
what was he doing? Why would you run past all those men?
Enter the ballroom. Allen faces 4 felony charges
with guns I've never seen.
Connection with the incident.
Wait, they busted his ass? Oh, they busted him. He's alive?
Including attempted
I've never seen somebody so reckless run past a bunch of dudes with guns. You don't care about your life or what?
Assassination of the president. On Wall Street today, stocks climbed higher amid ongoing optimism over artificial intelligence. The Dow Jones Industrial Average added nearly 230 points. The Nasdaq rose just 7 points, so nearly flat. The S&P 500 also posted a modest gain. Still to come on the NewsHour, how Ukraine is shifting the momentum with Russia with technological innovation. We examine the impact of the Trump administration's immigration crackdown on college students. And Sting talks about his long career as a singer-songwriter and pushing his artistry into new forms.
This is the PBS NewsHour from the David M. Rubenstein studio at WETA in Washington, headquarters of PBS News.
Russia launched massive overnight attacks across Ukraine, but focused again on the capital, Kyiv. Nationwide, at least 22 people were killed, more than 130 wounded. Russia has stepped up the size and pace of its attacks on Ukrainian cities in recent months.
Really?
But as Nick Schifrin tells us, on the battlefront, Ukraine is trying to turn the tide.
This morning in Kyiv, the attack Ukraine had feared. Russia rained down a massive strike, leading to thunderous explosions. Across several cities, more than 70 missiles and 650 drones lit up the pre-dawn sky. By day, walls became windows into what used to be a family's home. A child's drawings thrown by a direct Russian strike into their parents' bedroom. The kitchen and a family's memories ruined. In this building, at least 3 people died. And across Kyiv, the attack sparked fires in the middle of residential neighborhoods. Entire apartment buildings battered and blackened, a scene that residents called hell. 35-year-old Olha Mudra pointed to her destroyed apartment and her daughter, saved by her mother's protection.
We heard a sound, and then everything was in smoke. We crouched down. I covered my daughter. We couldn't understand if it was the apocalypse or what.
Olena Niprovska left shell-shocked, she and her cat in need of comfort.
Now I have nowhere to live. The apartment is completely destroyed.
What?
No doors, no windows, no
balcony. Why are you people like this? Why do you just kill civilians? Why are you like this?
From the room onto the street.
The attacks followed more than a week of Russian threats that diplomats and foreigners should flee Kyiv. And in recent weeks, Russia has expanded its punishment of Ukraine's cities, unleashing some of the war's largest strikes. Ukraine does not have enough Western air defense, including American Patriots, to protect its cities and critical infrastructure, leading to a renewed request tonight from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
All partners together and everyone in Europe must continue working to ensure Ukraine receives air defense missiles, the necessary systems, vital intelligence, and other resources that help save lives.
But despite the bombardment, Ukraine now maintains frontline momentum. For the first time since 2023, the Institute for the Study of War says Ukraine is now seizing more territory in blue than it's losing. That is in part about tactical frontline gains. But it's also a product of a tripling since last fall of long-range drone strikes into Russia, from 750 to more than 2,000. Many have targeted Russian energy production, interrupting as much as 1/4 of Russian oil refining. President Zelensky told his nation today to expect another bad night, tonight of Russian bombardment. To discuss these Russian attacks and the state of the front line, I turn to retired U.S. Army Colonel Robert Hamilton, who joins us from Kyiv. He's now president of the Delphi Global Research Center. Bob Hamilton, thanks very much. Welcome back to the NewsHour. You're in Kyiv right now. You spent last night in the bomb shelter. You expect to spend tonight in the bomb shelter. Give us a sense of how it is. Give us a sense of the scale of these attacks.
As probably almost everybody here in Kyiv, I was in the shelter. People were in the shelters here last night from about 1:30 a.m. Until around 8 or 8:30 a.m. The awareness is very good, and that's why more people don't die. Because some of these missiles, the flight times are fairly short, and the reaction time is therefore fairly short. But the fact that people have such good awareness of what's coming at them has allowed Ukrainians the casualty numbers to stay lower than they otherwise would be.
Both sides are focusing on long-range attacks, as we've been talking about, Russian missiles, Russian drones hitting Ukrainian cities. But Ukraine is launching drones into Russia, especially Russian energy targets. But what's the difference between those two campaigns?
Russia targets almost exclusively civilians. Ukrainian long-range strike campaign is aimed really at two main things: oil infrastructure, oil and gas infrastructure, especially refining capacity and export capacity. The Ukrainians are hitting refineries, they're hitting export terminals, and then they're also hitting factories and things that are critical to the Russian defense industrial base. So they're very, very different campaigns. The Ukrainian one is focused on trying to cripple over the long term Russia's war-making capability, its military capability. And the Russian campaign, frankly, is just a terror campaign. It's designed to terrorize Ukrainian civilians, I guess with the idea that that'll sap Ukrainian will, and Ukraine will be ready to make a deal. The problem is that's really never worked in the history of warfare, that terrorizing civilians has caused national will to collapse, and that's not happening here. In fact, it makes them more determined to see this war through and to defeat the Russian effort to essentially erase Ukraine's nationhood and statehood.
On the flip side, what evidence do you see of the impact of those Ukrainian long-range drones into Russia? What impact is that having on Russia's strategy or its ability to export oil and bring in the revenues it needs?
So it'll have an impact over the long term. This Ukrainian long-range strike campaign is really only, say, 4 to 6 months old. But the data that I'm seeing is that, for instance, the last month we have good Russian oil export revenue numbers for is April, and oil export revenues, at least by sea, were down 24% in April from March, and so that'll be felt over the long term. They'll have to keep this up for at least another 6 months or a year. The problem, at least, and the problem here is,
I love being an American because my, we help keep PBS alive.
Short term is the U.S. war in Iran is providing Russia additional oil revenues that it wouldn't otherwise have.
We mentioned earlier in the package, Ukraine is trying to shift the momentum, has shifted the momentum on the front line a little bit, seizing a little bit more territory this year. Why do you think that's happening?
One is the Starlink outage. In other words, the cutting off the Russian access to Starlink, which happened earlier this year. That blinded the Russians along the front line because they use Starlink like the Ukrainians do for situational awareness for their units on the front line. The other thing is the Ukrainians have switched from attacking Russian frontline positions to what we would call battlefield air interdiction. So deeper strikes against command and control, against air defense launchers and air defense radars, against artillery, against logistics and reserve formations. And so that has really blunted Russia's ability to carry out offensive operations. And I think that's one of the reasons the Russians have had negative territorial gains for the last couple of months.
Bob Hamilton with the Delphi Global Research Center. Stay safe in Kyiv tonight. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Nick.
Autopilot jumping.
For years, researchers and advocates have documented the barriers students from immigrant families face in pursuing higher education. But the Trump administration's mass deportation campaign has introduced new challenges and new fears, even for many immigrants who are legally in the U.S. Special correspondent Fred DeSam Lazaro reports now from Minnesota, where federal authorities carried out a sweeping immigration enforcement operation earlier this year. It's part of our series, Rethinking College.
As the spring semester wound to a close, the campus of Augsburg University bustled with students. For the small private school in Minneapolis, it was a far cry from scenes in the Twin Cities just months earlier, when Operation Metro Surge brought thousands of federal agents to Minnesota, part of a massive immigration crackdown. Augsburg sits in the heart of the Cedar Riverside neighborhood and Minnesota's Somali population. The school reflects the community, with about 70% students of color. Many are immigrants.
Well, I think that's
Paul Pribenow has been Augsburg's president for 20 years.
Students who have lived through the experience here over the past several months with the Metro Surge, clearly that trauma has affected them. I can see it in their faces. You can actually see it, especially here at the end of our semester, the weariness, the fatigue, just the stress.
Federal officials detained 3 Augsburg students, including one on campus in December.
A man armed with a rifle standing outside of a residence hall.
The Department of Homeland Security called the student a, quote, criminal illegal alien with multiple offenses. The NewsHour independently confirmed an arrest for drunk and careless driving. Ultimately, courts ordered the release of all 3 Augsburg students, but the effects of the crackdown lingered, with all campus buildings remaining locked. Eva Skipworth is a biology major at Augsburg. Born in Ethiopia, she came to the United States at the age of 1. When ice activity picked up over the winter, she started taking some classes online.
It's exhausting to have to be on guard all the time, to have to worry about whether or not you're going to be taken from the only home that you know. Especially students at Augsburg know how much work we put in to get our education, and you hear the whistles and my thought is oh my God, all this work that I put in, if I'm taken, that's gone. What am I left with?
Colleges throughout the Twin Cities area saw impacts from Operation Metro Surge. At Augsburg, requests for temporary leave doubled this semester.
Now she might be more scared to stay here than leave.
Elsewhere,
why are the Republicans like this?
New student enrollment declined, and virtual learning climbed significantly. In a statement to the NewsHour, DHS said these students are only afraid because of fear-mongering and lies being spread by agitators, sanctuary politicians, and the media. Criminals are no longer able to hide in America's schools to avoid arrest.
I think that Metro Surge never needed to happen.
Isaac Schultz is a Republican in the Minnesota House of Representatives.
Had, as an example, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and more specifically the counties around them, had they been more cooperative early on, there would have been no need for Operation Metro Surge.
What were they not doing?
So they specifically adopted sanctuary policies which prevented communication and coordination with law enforcement entities at the Department of Homeland Security, with ICE, and because they didn't do that, it made it more difficult to do the job of immigration enforcement.
In recent years, multiple studies have documented the toll of immigration enforcement on college students, especially those from families with mixed immigration status. Researchers have found negative effects on students' ability to focus, their grades, and on enrollment. Corinne Kenter is with the President's Alliance on Higher Education and Immigration.
If students are not feeling safe, if they are worried about their families constantly, that has a real impact on their personal well-being, even if they are not the primary subjects of immigration enforcement.
Miguel Perez Espinoza just received an associate's degree in accounting, taking online classes from Southern New Hampshire University. He was born and raised in the Twin Cities, but comes from a mixed-status family. The past several months, he says, have been trying.
You just got this collage of a mess where I'm just trying to keep everything together and trying to make sure my family's okay. I had to push off a lot of assignments to take care of them, make sure they're okay, make sure to see where they're at all times.
Perez Espinoza, a corporal in the Army National Guard, put a patrol cap on the dashboard of his father's car, hoping to lower the chance of an encounter with ICE. He also pulled money out of his savings to install cameras outside his parents' home.
I'm trying to balance my education while trying to balance their safety. It was terrifying.
Between 2000 and 2023, 84% of enrollment growth in U.S. colleges and universities has been driven by first and second generation immigrants. We're talking about a really significant population in higher education. And if that population is not able to continue to flourish in higher ed, then college is going to look very different.
In recent years, Kenter has tracked movement around policies that help undocumented students afford college. In 2001, Texas became the first state to offer in-state tuition to undocumented students. By 2024, half of all states adopted similar measures. But since then, challenges to those policies have mounted. The Trump administration sued 9 states, including Minnesota. A federal judge dismissed that lawsuit in March.
Greetings to each of you, members.
Last year, Representative Isaac Schultz introduced legislation to bar students without legal status from qualifying for state financial aid. He says next year about $3 million will go to some 300 undocumented students. Will it really make that much difference, do you think? Or is it the principle that you're fighting for?
It's both principle and it's the actual idea, right? So for those students who have legal status, they are missing out on $50. That's $50 that is going to someone without legal status.
Do you say to many of these students who will tell you that their parents, whilst not documented, are taxpayers?
Yeah, they're taxpayers for sure. But at the same time, there is no reason that we should have the same playing field for someone with legal status who is a citizen and has gone through those just the basics of supporting the United States.
We're only cutting off our own future.
Augsburg's Paul Pribenow, who estimates the school is home to dozens of undocumented students, disagrees.
Our first undocumented student, who is now an attorney in the United States, has gained his citizenship, is married, and is working in an immigrant law center here in the Twin Cities. And for me, if that's the possibility for what these students are going to give back to this country, then it's worth both our personal institutional resources, but also the support of the state and the federal government to be able to support those students.
For his part, Miguel Perez Espinoza plans to get his bachelor's degree in the fall. He then hopes to go to the University of Minnesota for his master's. The last several months have only hardened his resolve to finish his education.
I want to be in a position in terms of education and finance where I could take care of my family without having to have that feeling or burden with it. I love my family to death, and they sacrificed everything to be here to give me an education, and I will sacrifice what I can for them.
For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Fred DeSamilazaro in the Twin Cities.
Sting's music is known around the world. Over the course of his career, he's sold more than 100 million records. First as the frontman, principal song.
Sting was in P. Diddy's circle. And I'll leave it at that. But there were signs.
Songwriter and bassist for The Police, and later as a solo artist. Now, as he continues to tour internationally, he's also expanding his creative repertoire. This month, he'll return to the stage in The Last Ship, the original musical for which he wrote the music and lyrics in a production at the Metropolitan Opera. I met up with Sting at Wolf Trap National Park for the Performing Arts to talk about this deeply personal work and his enduring desire to keep challenging himself creatively. It's part of our Arts and Culture series, Canvas.
No.
It's a chance to offer your support, which helps to keep programs like the NewsHour on the air. For those of you staying with us, we're going to revisit a conversation now with National Geographic explorer Paul Salopek. Over the last 2 years, he's crossed China's countryside, marched along South Korea's demilitarized zone, and fended off grizzly bears in Alaska. And he's done it all on foot. Now his expedition has reached the Western Hemisphere. Stephanie Sy spoke with him this past winter.
Paul Salopek is more than halfway done with his journey, dubbed the Out of Eden Walk. His path began in the Great Rift Valley of Ethiopia in 2013, winding through the Middle East and Asia before crossing the Pacific Ocean for Alaska. Salopek's dispatches for National Geographic along the way bring readers with him stride for stride on this unprecedented trek. And Paul joins us now. Paul, welcome back to the NewsHour. The last time we spoke was about 2 years ago. You were winding your way through the Middle Kingdom, a 2.5-year walk through China. What were the main takeaways, if you can give them in a few moments?
You know, it was 2.5 years, more than 4,000 miles. This is much, much longer than the distance between Los Angeles and New York. It's like walking actually from Chicago to Paris, from basically tropical rainforest at the foot of the Himalaya Mountains to the snowy forests of Manchuria near Russia. So I covered all these different landscapes, big cities, high mountains, empty valleys, the deserts, and the sheer diversity of China really came through. And it allowed me as a journalist to kind of get out of the bubble that many of us travel in when we go for quick, short hits to places like China and talk to ordinary people every single day. It was quite a privilege.
Let's move on to the next parts of your journey, which take you to South Korea and then Japan, where again, you're walking in the rural countryside, but I sense such a theme of emptiness.
Do you bring guns?
And isolation and loneliness. Were those your main takeaways from that region?
No.
It really was. When I took a ferry boat from northern China into South Korea and then another ferry into Japan, one of the most startling kind of discoveries for me was just how empty the countryside is. The depopulation of the countryside in South Korea and Japan as a product of hyper-urbanization and hyper-globalization was just astonishing. When I walked through the rural parts of Honshu, the main island, I one day walked almost 25 miles and saw 3 people. I had to go back to my methodology of camping and going across the deserts of Central Asia or the deserts of Saudi Arabia. I had to start carrying food. I had to start thinking about sleeping out in a sleeping bag because there were no lodging. It was kind of spooky. It was like walking through almost a post-apocalyptic rural landscape.
You leave Asia, and one of the rules of this journey is you can't get on motorized transit, right? You can't take planes, trains, and automobiles, but you can take ships, and you end up on a container ship heading to Alaska. So talk about the experience of being on a container ship.
That was the first for me. A container ship took me for 11 days between Yokohama, Japan, to a tiny port in British Columbia in Canada called Prince Rupert. We were traveling at about 15, 16 miles an hour, moving something like 4,000 containers of everything you can imagine. And it was like a glimpse, Stephanie, of looking behind the scenes at how globalization works. Who are these seafarers who move all of our stuff, all the clothes that we're wearing, all the stuff in our homes, the cars that we drive, moves on these giant moving warehouses. The ship was 300 meters long. That's like 4 city blocks. It was colossal.
You have to tell me what the lost coast of Alaska was like and what the most remarkable moments there were.
What I've said, Stephanie, before is that this is kind
How
of
do they
a
move a
life.
boat like that? Isn't it so big that it just, like, okay, if you put like a really big heavy boat in a tub, like a big metal boat in the tub, it just sinks down and it raises the water around it so fucking high that you can't move the tub without it either capsizing or sinking or flooding or something. And wouldn't that same principle pretty much work in much bigger things? It's like, how do they get those ships to move? I guess it's like giant engines that run giant propellers that like literally really do make it only move like 8 knots an hour or something, and it takes forever to get where it's going, but it gets there, which is insane.
A journey of a lifetime, in which there are walks of a lifetime inside of it. And one of them was the lost coast, the outer coast of Alaska. And where's that? It's that long stretch of exposed coastline and that little kind of finger of Alaska that stretches out of the main chunk of it. I think it was about 300 miles of empty wild beaches, of spruce forest coming down to wild surf, of glaciers spilling into inlets, of seeing grizzly bear, seeing moose on the beaches. I never imagined these wild animals being on beaches, and there they were. And it's also kind of soberingly, on a more serious note, beyond the kind of natural wonder and the joy of knowing that there are these landscapes still left on the planet, is it's incredibly dynamic due to the climate change crisis. These glaciers are melting. It's changing the course of rivers. It's affecting the ecology of salmon.
When those giant ships come through, those giant propellers,
one of the experts that I
don't know if
talked to
it's
said,
so good for
this
the
is
ocean.
the geography, Paul, of the future. Right here. It's kind of the laboratory of what's going to happen in different ways around the world.
So you're back in the Western Hemisphere, Paul, and is it true that the last time you were in the U.S. was a decade ago? If that is the case, what are your reflections upon returning? It's been quite a lot happening in the last decade.
The last time I was in the U.S. was December of 2012, and that was like before Obama was sworn in the second time, right? Twitter had just gone public when it was called Twitter back then. It's both kind of exhilarating, but also a bit strange. I've told my editors I feel a little bit like, I don't know, a guy who's come back from like Rumpelstiltskin, come awake under the tree after a lifetime, right? And the world has changed around him.
And where are you off to next?
So I'm hunkered down for the winter, waiting for the worst of the winter storms to pass. And my winter base is in Gustavus near Glacier Bay National Park in southeastern Alaska. In the springtime, the plan is to kind of do something very different after walking, I don't know, about 18.
If you're a traveler like this, one of the things you can take advantage of, and I think it's actually cool, I wouldn't mind doing this, is a small town in Alaska isn't going to charge you much for like a month of rent. They're going to be like, oh, I don't know, $500. The most it's going to be is $1,000 or something. What's that a day? That's like, 30 days goes into 1,000 is $30 a day, pretty much like $35 a day or something like that. That's not that bad. And you're tired from walking and moving and traveling, so you take a lot of hot showers and you like relax and you lie in bed some days and you just don't do anything for a while. And I could see that being and getting $1,000 for a month rent in like some small town in Alaska. I don't think that would be that hard to do if you were actually like getting a travel grant or something. Whoever pays this guy to do what he does.
18,000 miles. I plan to get into a sea kayak about 1,000 miles south to Vancouver and the U.S. border. As archaeologists are discovering, the people I'm following, the first discoverers of the world.
So you just carry your passport with you, and you have a good record, so you can just freely travel and stuff like kayaks and stuff like, for this leg of the journey, yeah, I'm doing this, and nobody challenges you because you have money.
Back in the Stone Age, did use watercraft, and I'm going to try to follow their pathway now. I'll be paddling, and I'll have paddling partners instead of walking partners. So that's the plan in the spring.
Well, we look forward to reading all of your future dispatches.
Is it like around the world on foot?
On your
it's
canoe.
like go around the world
Paul
on foot?
You can read
would
all
love to do
of
something
Paul's
like that.
writings and see his videos at outoфedenwalk.com.
38,000 kilometer walking odyssey. So he's obsessed with the Forrest Gump thing. He did like the Forrest Gump thing. And I actually could see doing that. That would be so fun. You would meet so many people.
Journalist Michael Edison Hayden has spent years tracking extremism in America. His new book, Strange People on the Hill, tracks what happened when a far-right group moved its headquarters to a small town in rural West Virginia. Amna Nawaz talked with Hayden for our PBS News podcast, Settle In. And they spoke about his book and the sharp divisions in American politics right now. Here's an excerpt of that conversation.
I mean, this is real life, as you mentioned, and there is a story, and there's a reason why we choose it. And I think that the most important thing is like, I mean, do we really want to live like this? I think
it's hard for you to talk about.
Yeah. Unexpected. Yeah, it's like, do we really want to live like this? I don't know. My friend growing up, he's a Republican, and like he's my Mets Jets type friend and stuff like that. I spent an entire year not talking to him because he was, he supported Trump in the first election, and I was going through all those threats, and I was like, I can't even talk to you, man. I don't want to talk to you. And he said it was. Sorry.
That's okay. Take a minute.
All right. He said it was like the toughest year of his life.
That you weren't talking.
Yeah, that I wouldn't talk to him. And he also said another thing to me, which I thought was really interesting, because he's really like, I mean, he's just he got into Republican. He's a business guy. You know what I mean? He's not thinking about this stuff like that. So I forced him to think about it in a totally different way. And he's like, when I was a kid, when we were kids, basically, so we used to play Little League together and stuff. He's like, the president was just a guy on TV. And that was true. We didn't care. We didn't have to care. I knew there were two parties, and that was it. And I just like, so the question is like, do we really want to live like this? Do we want to have every day, like we wake up and there's like a new thing that we have to go to war over? I just feel like what has happened to our country since extremism became the dominant strain of politics has been so painful, and it's taking years off of people's lives. And I can't imagine that people really want to live like this.
What you shared about your friend, though, is I think something a lot of people can relate to. More and more Americans in particular will have folks in their lives who they disagreed with over politics. 20 years ago, it might have meant you just don't talk politics anymore. And now it means broken friendships, broken families in some cases. Are you and your friend reconnected again?
Oh yeah, we're cool. He and I are really cool. He actually he subscribes to a podcast I co-host. We're reconnected, but I do have people in my own family where it's difficult. Where there's certain things that we can't talk about, or they can't show the same. If everybody in the family shares some article that I wrote and stuff like that, they can't chime in on it because they're worried that it's gonna, this might go against President Trump and that. So while I've got.
Okay, on that note, I'm going to stop, guys. I've got to take the cat to the vet in the morning at like 7:30 in the fucking morning, and that's not even that long from now. That's like 7 hours from now. So I'm going to go to bed, and I love you guys. I'm going to stop this recording here with a reminder that I have many thousands of videos on my YouTube channel. Come check me out. I'm going to do my station identification here. This is like the only advertising that I do. It's come to skycat.live. I'm a full-time variety gamer all day, every day. Put me on in the background. Click on the cast face to donate. Come to the Twitch or the YouTube. Give me a like, sub, or a follow. I love you guys. If I wasn't exhausted, I would stay up later. I love you guys, and I will see you later. Got kind of a long day tomorrow, and I will see you later. It won't be until the afternoon because I have stuff I got to do in the real life, like for my cat. So I will go, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I will post this videos to my channel in the next day, and I'm going to stick around on the stream while I upload here for another 30 seconds or something.